Imagine you are at a carnival, surrounded by vibrant lights, laughter, and the promise of fortune. You wander into a tent where a fortune teller offers to read your personality. As she gazes into her crystal ball, she tells you, you have a powerful desire to be appreciated by others. You are disciplined, but sometimes you worry you are not living up to your potential. You are taken aback. She seems to have hit the nail on the head, but here's the catch. She could have said the same thing to anyone. This phenomenon is known as the Barnum Effect, named after P.T. Barnum, the 19th century performer famous for his circus and, more notably, for his keen understanding of human nature. Barnum once said, "There's a sucker born every minute," capturing the essence of this cognitive bias. The Barnum Effect refers to our tendency to accept vague, general statements as highly accurate descriptions of ourselves, even though these statements could apply to anyone. But how exactly does the Barnum Effect work? It operates on our psychological need for validation. We are wired to find meaning and to believe that we are understood. When we come across a statement that describes our traits or experiences, we want to accept it as accurate, even when it is filled with generality. It is a subtle form of flattery, the feeling that someone or something sees the real you. This is why people often find horoscopes, psychic readings, and personality tests compelling, even when the descriptions are universally applicable. The effectiveness of the Barnum Effect hinges on two cognitive mechanisms: confirmation bias and subjective validation. Confirmation bias is our natural tendency to focus on information that supports our existing beliefs while ignoring evidence to the contrary. In the context of the Barnum Effect, we remember statements that feel accurate and disregard those that do not. Meanwhile, subjective validation occurs when we interpret ambiguous statements as relevant to our lives. It is why a simple phrase like, "You sometimes doubt your decisions," resonates deeply, even though it is a universal experience. The implications of the Barnum Effect go beyond fun quizzes and horoscopes. It is often used in marketing, politics, and even pseudoscientific practices, where generalized statements are presented as specific insights to influence beliefs or behaviors. Advertisers might use phrases like, "You're the kind who values quality." At the same time, political speeches may include statements like, "You believe in fairness for everyone," designed to create a personal connection with the audience. The Barnum Effect also plays a significant role in the appeal of self-help books and programs. These resources often contain broad, relatable advice framed in ways that seem personal, making readers feel understood and empowered. While this is not always harmful, it can lead to false beliefs, misplaced trust, or overestimating the insights offered. Recognizing the Barnum Effect helps us approach these sources more critically, discerning what is genuinely helpful from what is merely crafted to feel relevant. But why do we fall for it repeatedly? The Barnum Effect taps into a fundamental human desire, the need to be seen, understood, and validated. We all want to believe that there is a simple key to understanding ourselves, that our complexities can be boiled down to a few lines that somehow capture our essence. It is comforting but also misleading. When we accept these vague descriptions as personal truths, we are more likely to be influenced by those who use such language to persuade us, whether it is marketers, politicians, or even unscrupulous experts trying to sell certainty in an uncertain world. So, how do we combat the Barnum Effect? Awareness is the first step. By acknowledging this bias, we can approach broad claims critically, asking questions like, is this information genuinely specific to me, or could it apply to many people? This kind of thinking helps us evaluate the source and purpose of the message. We learn to look for genuinely personalized insights grounded in evidence rather than relying on broad statements that could be true for anyone. The Barnum Effect is more than just a psychological trick. It is a window into how we seek meaning, validation, and connection. It reminds us of the importance of skepticism and critical thinking in our everyday lives. Whether interpreting a personality test, reading a horoscope, or listening to a charismatic speaker, we should remember that not everything that feels personal is uniquely ours. Sometimes, it is just a well-crafted illusion that speaks to our deepest desires to be understood.